How's it going, everyone? Doogie Manhammer here with a bit of a quick update video. I'm not sure if I wanted to cover this or not, but I figured with, a potential hype cycle starting around what Nintendo's next system's going to be, potentially a Switch 2, I figured I might as well start to cover some leaks as I see them, and, if anything that I think has some weight to it or, just seems like it might be too good to be true, I might say it on here just to show you guys, hey, this might be something to look out for. So, without further ado, we just got a couple of little leaks and a little bit of articles to look at here, pertaining to both the potential new Switch coming out, as well as some potential new Sonic projects going on. So, first of all, the Switch 2, or, assumedly a Switch 2 coming out next. Austin John Plays here on Twitter. Take it with a grain of salt, obviously, as you should all leaks, but keep it in mind. So, and this is also the article here from Nintendo News, so shout out to them as well. Basically, what the whole thing is saying is that the Switch 2 has been out for a while within different third-party companies, such as Square Enix, Sega, etc. So, what they've said is that there will be a new cartridge with the new Switch. So, much like how they say here, think of the DS and 3DS, how they both have cartridges, but the 3DS has that little tag out to signify that it's their own cartridge, it's for 3DS games, but you can still play DS games on a 3DS because, well, they're both cartridges. So think of it now with the Switch, how we have our kind of just stable DS kind of cartridge. The new one could also have that little tag out like a 3DS does, and that signifies that it's a Switch 2 specific game and you can't play it on a regular Switch, so to speak. So that sounds plausible, that sounds likely, especially if they want to keep the cartridge thing alive for the new Switch, especially if they want to keep it portable and backwards compatible, which, dear God, please let this new system be backwards compatible. I don't care if it uses discs, something, please. The other big thing, and it's more, specified better here on My Nintendo News, and just to also reiterate, all these leaks have been found by a user on Reddit named I'm a Hero 2, and they've been posting stuff on Snitch's Discord. And if you don't know Snitch, he's a pretty prominent leaker that I know him from, mostly for PlayStation-esque stuff. I'm pretty sure I remember that they correctly guessed or correctly got the Metal Gear Solid Delta Snake Eater that was announced at the last State of Play. They say here that Square Enix has had Switch 2 developer kits for a while now, and that they're potentially bringing Final Fantasy VII Remake to the system, potentially as a launch game, but they're not sure yet. But they did verify that the platform is backwards compatible and that they tested a few games, which is cool, using the new cartridges, and that the new system has a camera feature. So much like how the Wii U had a camera, the DS's, or at least the 3DS had a camera, the DSi had cameras, so maybe something to do with being more social, like a FaceTime sort of thing that the Wii U had, or just being able to use the cameras in certain games, or AR aspects like how the 3DS had face raiders. Think Square Enix is potentially bringing Final Fantasy VII Remake to the new Switch. It says that it runs and looks the same as a PS5 game on the Switch 2 dev kit. So, meaning that the Switch 2 is just way souped up compared to the Switch to even remotely look like a PS5 game. That either the loading times, the visual fidelity, especially on a potential portable system, that's just insane. If this is all true, I'm so excited, so hype. The other leak that was going on, is that there's going to be a new Sonic game next year along with Jet Set Radio, Comix Zone, and Guardian Heroes. Now, I'll be honest, Comix Zone and Guardian Heroes I don't know too much about. I do know a lot of people are saying that they were one-off games from way back when, so I'm not familiar with them, so I'm not going to put too much input onto it. However, new Sonic and Jet Set Radio coming out next year is interesting because, as we all know, Sonic Frontiers came out almost a year ago now, which is kind of crazy looking at it in hindsight. And then Persona 3 Reloaded was finally been announced and is coming out early next year. Now, why do I bring that up? Because earlier this year there was a leak of a old Sega presentation, or for a investor briefing or just partner shareholder meeting, whatever, that was showcasing Persona 3 Reloaded before we even knew it was a thing. But it also showcased Sonic Frontiers early enemy designs that was showed off in the art book that was in the digital release for the game, and it showed off Jet Set Radio. So if that leak of the video with the shareholder meeting ended up being true, showing the Jet Set Radio and saying that there's a Jet Set Radio next year is highly plausible. Same thing with Crazy Taxi. but then also saying that a new Sonic game is coming out next year when we're about to get the final update for Sonic Frontiers in less than a month now. Persona 3 Reloaded coming out early next year, and we're getting Sonic Superstars in a month, little over a month. It just begs the question of what kind of Sonic game is it going to be? I'm on the thinking that's going to be a remaster or a remake of, hopefully, I swear to God, hopefully, Adventure 1 and 2, or possibly even Heroes. Any of those older, GameCube era-esque games. Now, I don't think it's a full new Sonic game. We just had Frontiers, like I said, and the last update's coming out. Maybe it's like a... I don't even know. I don't even think it's anything brand new, especially considering we're just about to get Superstars. So I do think it's going to be a remaster or remake of a of a Sonic game. Persona 6 is further away than they last anticipated or updated, because the original plan was a reveal for last winter, which a lot of people are hoping for the Persona 25th anniversary, I believe it was, or 30th anniversary tour that they were doing. So it's all right. We got 3 Reloaded coming out. I'm sure we can wait another few years for 6, but I can't wait for that. And that the theme of Persona 6 is black and white, and that it's still early in development, meaning that's why it says green in the gills. It's still pretty early in development, so hopefully, we'll have to wait a little bit longer to know more about it, but as soon as I get more info, or as soon as I freaking see more info, I'm telling it to you for reals. But that's all I wanted to say. I just wanted to bring out, some leaks, some rumors, because I'm hype about it. I'm hyped for a new Switch. I'm hyped for a new Nintendo console. I'm hyped for a new Sonic. I'm hyped for all this stuff. So if I see it, I'ma say it. And yeah, I hope you enjoy it. If you like these kind of updates or these news-ish videos, like how I did with the Sonic update one, speculating about things, let me know. I can definitely do it a little bit more regularly if I see the need for it. But that being said, thank you for watching. Let me know down below what you're hoping for in the next Switch console or in the next Nintendo console, the next Sonic game, whether it's a remake, a remaster, a brand new game, let me know. But with that being said, I'll see you next time. See ya!